Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I am returning to Band-Maid. I love this band. Their music makes me so happy, so I am keen, nay, positively feral, to dive into some new music from them. This is ZEN. Let's get into it.
I am drawing your lies into the void. Nobody knows I future.
Sound like such a strange thing to point out first, but I loved this little descending musical section. Let me re-find it. Oh, so fun! Boom, doom, doom, doom. I have so much fun with this band. Gosh, high notes though. Let's take a little listen to that again. Oh my goodness! Saiki's up on me. Okay. I would love to hear this live, I think, because there's so much extra energy in their performances live, just from what I have seen so far, and it gives me a better idea of how the singers are kind of approaching their technique. It sounds like we're going more for like a first register mix up here, which is awesome to hear, because in previous videos that I've done breakdowns of the vocals, I've noted that some of the techniques can, over a longer period of time, start to become like overextending. And so techniques like first register mixing, like even second register mixing, can become incredibly valuable for contemporary vocalists who want to maintain a rock sound, but also, you know, shoot up pitch-wise. So just bearing that in mind, I'm going to re-listen again. This pinginess that we hear there, I made that sound so foul. I'm so sorry. All the twang exercises on the planet just sound like a cat being dunked in acid, so that's just kind of like part of the parcel. And if you practice that enough, eventually you'll be able to make noises like that. So in a mixy, non-belty approach, this new world, we can hear that's kind of pingy, but it's not belty. If we were to then translate that into a belt, gosh, she's got a little bit more of an attack on it. If you're building up acoustic power, it will sound loud as a consequence of the technique, but sometimes in trying to make something loud, it prohibits you from being able to set that technique up properly. I love the like subtle warmth and darkness, this whining, crying. Not only is it good technique for being able to lean into something that's bright, but it's also cool as like an audience member listening to it, because we get this swell of musicality as she's descending. And it looks like the lyric is, everybody is lonely. So, you know, a sound that is a little bit more sobby probably makes sense for that as well. Anyways, we're gonna keep going. I fell into the Band-Maid trap of just having too much fun and being like, ooh, listen to this. Ooh, let's break that down. Oh my god, she's doing something cool there. Listen to these tight-ass musicians who are just doing their thing. But yeah, I would love to hear this live, just to confirm her approach vocally for some of these things. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. That was flippin' sick. I paused, but you're gonna have to forgive me because I want to go back and hear that again. Call and response. Oh my god. Sounds so cool, but musically? God, these girls can play. That was such a cool delay on the end of that phrase. I can hear that there has been a bit of a journey with Saiki's singing technique. I'm getting less of like the compression and lift that I was hearing earlier, which absolutely contributes to almost like that rock sounding vocals. But I feel like her voice is naturally more on that sort of darker, it sounds just more mature side of things. So in the technique that she's using, which sounds like she's really leaning into being able to mix just a little bit more, not like a musical theater mix at all. Like we're still very much in sort of the commercial rock, contemporary rock kind of vocals, especially with the way that there are like different attacks on some of the words, and the onsets are a little bit harder, not harder as in difficulty, but like the start of the word tends to hit a little bit more than, like, let's say if you were doing like legit musical theater in which your onset is like delicate and smooth and whoop. Onset being how hard are your vocal folds coming together at the start of the sound. We have glottal attack, ah! We have glottal stroke, g, 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 g. We have aspiration, the vocal folds don't come together. And then we have simultaneous, like a yeah, 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 yeah. That's the comparison. I feel like we're using a lot more glottal stroke onsets here in order to stick with the style properly, as opposed to lots of simultaneous onsets, and yet the mixing does allow her to use some simultaneous continuity once she gets that stuff going, and it's sounding a lot freer without sacrificing any of those key like tone things that tell me like this is Saiki's voice. But yeah, very cool delay. Very cool delay there. I just adore these girls as musicians too, so this is a fun time for me. We were leaning more into that. No! We have more of that in there too, as opposed to it being like a which is from the throat. God, someone's been putting in the work. That is absolute fire. Oh my god, that guitar solo? Kick off! Oh my lord. Hanami is just an absolute weapon. And yeah, the harmonies between Saiki and Miku, I hope they're remembering that right. Their harmonies were so flippin' tight. I know it's produced so they can just like line it up, but the tones meshed well together. Again, something you can get from production. I need a live version. There was one section which I feel just really showed off that evolution of technique from Saiki. True. We have this switch between the two, breathy on the top, second register. Not only that, we also have pretty big intervals, the true, and then the descending interval is not back to the same place that we just started, so, you know, this can be a bit of a mind flip. And then so connected through here. Again, it's sounding more effortless, and that is always a beautiful thing. We've sacrificed none of the things that, you know, really make her sound like her, but there's just an ease, a smoothness now to being able to stay and sustain in that sound. It doesn't feel like she's having to work. Love to hear that. That's like solid for vocal modeling too, for someone who's wanting to mimic her sound. Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay, so technique wise, we have belting, we have registration flips, we have aspiration, we have these rock onsets, so more leaning like glottal strokes sometimes with an attack. One of the things I adored musically about this song, where they either switched where the emphasis rhythmically was in the bar, or they changed the direction of things musically. So things like that descending passage, things like suddenly having clusters of like rhythmic hits, which are their own motif. Like this stuff is so cool. I'm assuming that they wrote this song. I mean, it sounds musically as crazy as a lot of their other stuff. I didn't get to see much of happiest drummer in the world though. I didn't get to see much of her face. So maybe that's also why I want to see the live, is I just want to partake in the absolute joy that she shares when she's playing. This was absolutely sick. Oh, okay, I can see that it is part of an opening theme for an anime. You know what, that checks out, but I also feel like it fits perfectly into a lot of the music that I've heard from them already. So, you know, adding it to a set list for their shows, for their concerts, makes so much sense to me. So please give me the live, is what I'm saying. I want the live version. Give this to me. I'm full of joy right now just watching the official music video, so I'm sure if I watched the live, it'd be even more intense. But anyway, I think that is where I am going to leave this one today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification. If you want more like this one, you don't have to. You can if you would like to. But other than that, I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! But other than that, what did I do with I had stuff. One sec.